We're going to be talking about all forms of quadratics. So this should be mainly a review. So the first thing we're going to do is talk about standard form. So standard form is y equals ax squared plus bx plus c. And then what we're going to be doing is talking about the benefits or usefulness of each form. So this one tells us A, which is the stretch factor. So that is important to know because that tells us how steep or wide the graph is. And also just as a reminder that if we have a positive A value, the parabola opens up. And if we have a negative A value, the parabola will open down. Okay, the other thing that standard form helps us with is it gives you the y-intercept. So the y-intercept is actually just 0, c. So the reason for that, and when I'm talking about c, I'm referring to the c in the equation. So why it does that is to find the y-intercept, you plug in 0 for x. So if you plug in 0 for this x and this x, you're going to get 0 plus 0 plus c. So c is the y-intercept. Now, if I wanted to change standard form into factored form, I would simply just factor it. So I will say you could factor to find x-intercepts. All right, so that's kind of everything for standard form, just as a reminder. All right, so the next one we're going to look at is vertex form. Okay, so vertex form is y equals a times x minus h squared plus k. So a couple things it gives us is a, the stretch factor. So you will always know the stretch factor in all three forms, so that will stay the same. And then obviously positive A opens up, negative A opens down. The other thing that this gives you is the vertex, hence the name vertex form, is h, k. Now, if we wanted to put in standard form, we could, I'm just going to say, multiply out to put in standard form. And then we could put it in factored form from there by factoring. So what this lesson is about today and tomorrow is switching from form to form. All right, and the last form is factored form. So factored form is y equals a, and then I'm just going to use random variables like b, and I'll use d. Okay, so what this tells you, of course, is a, which is the stretch factor. And then this one tells you the x-intercepts. So the x-intercepts, or where it crosses the x-axis, are at b, 0, and d, 0. So how I got those was you actually just set x minus b equals 0 and x minus d equals 0 and solve. Now, if I want to put this in standard form, once again, you can multiply out to put in standard form. So what we're going to be doing today is going from form to form. So you'll be given one form and you have to switch to another form. So this will just give you a little bit of a background of what these forms look like.